Welcome back to my channel. It's Vernon. I've spent more 65 years on this earth, and I can tell you that for older men, there are 3 emotional needs that older men crave more intensely than romantic love. Needs that, when understood and honored, can transform relationships and unlock a depth of contentment that many men never thought possible. These aren't selfish desires or male ego. They're fundamental human needs that become more urgent as we face our mortality. Yet most people, including the men themselves, never recognize what's really driving their behavior. The wisdom I'm about to share isn't just for men. It's for anyone who loves an older man and wants to understand the complex emotional terrain of his heart and mind. Don't forget to like this video and subscribe to my channel for more insightful content. Hit the bell icon to stay updated on all my latest videos. Let's dive into the first of these emotional needs and explore why it's so crucial for older men's well-being and happiness. Number 1. The deep need for respected legacy. There's something that haunted my friend Robert for the last 15 years of his life. Robert was a successful engineer who had built bridges, designed buildings, and contributed significantly to his community. He had a loving wife, devoted children, and everything that should have made him content. Yet Robert spent his retirement years consumed by a question that kept him awake at night. Did his life matter? Will anyone remember what he built? Robert's wife, Margaret, couldn't understand why her love and their family's appreciation weren't enough. She would tell him how much she loved him, how proud the children were, how blessed their family had been. But Robert remained restless, often spending hours going through old project files, newspaper clippings about his work, anything that validated his professional contributions. This is what I call the deep need for respected legacy, a deeply rooted desire that many older men experience as they reflect on their lives. It's the need to feel that their life's work, their achievements, their contributions have had a lasting impact, something that will be remembered even after they're gone. For many older men, this need can become more pressing than the need for romantic love, because it connects to their core sense of purpose and identity. It speaks to their fundamental desire to know that they didn't just exist, but that they lived with purpose and left a meaningful mark on the world. As men age, this drive to feel valued and respected in a way that transcends their physical existence becomes more profound and urgent. The ancient Egyptian concept of Ka, the spiritual essence that survives death, reflects this universal human desire for lasting significance. But for men who were raised to define themselves through their achievements and contributions, retirement can trigger an existential crisis. They're no longer building, creating, or leading. They wonder if their legacy will survive or fade into obscurity. Dr. Erik Erikson's theory of generativity versus stagnation explains this perfectly. Men in their later years need to feel that they've contributed something meaningful to future generations. When this need isn't met, they can become depressed, anxious, or desperately seeking validation in ways that seem puzzling to their loved ones. He talks frequently about his past achievements. He seeks validation for his professional contributions. He becomes concerned about how he'll be remembered. He may volunteer for causes or mentor younger people. He feels restless or purposeless in retirement.
The solution isn't to dismiss these concerns as mere ego, but to actively help him find meaningful ways to honor and share his legacy. Encourage him to write down his stories, whether personal or professional, as a way to preserve the lessons he's learned. Suggest mentoring younger people or offering guidance within his community. Helping others with the wisdom he's gathered over the years can give him a profound sense of purpose. Additionally, finding ways to pass on his knowledge and experiences, perhaps through teaching, workshops, or even charitable work, allows him to feel that his contributions are impacting future generations. This isn't about vanity, it's about fulfilling a deep human need for significance. And as mortality becomes more evident with age, it becomes even more urgent. Helping him find these outlets will bring him a sense of peace and fulfillment that goes beyond romantic love, enriching his emotional well-being in ways that few other things can. But the need for a respected legacy often ties into something even deeper, and we'll explore that right after.
Number 2. The craving for purposeful contribution. This desire for respected legacy that we just discussed naturally leads to something that's often even more pressing for older men: the need to feel useful and valuable in the present moment. This brings us to what might be the most misunderstood aspect of older men's emotional lives. After retirement, I seemed to have everything: good health, financial security, a devoted wife, and grandchildren who adored him. But I became increasingly irritable and withdrawn. My wife was puzzled because she thought retirement would bring them closer together. Instead, I seemed to resent her attempts to include me in social activities or family gatherings. What my wife didn't understand was that I was experiencing what I call the craving for purposeful contribution. I didn't just want to be loved or entertained. I needed to feel essential, useful, valued for what I could offer rather than just appreciated for who I was. It's about their ongoing ability to contribute, not just reflecting on what they've accomplished in the past. As they grow older, men want to feel that they still have a meaningful role to play in society. This need is tied to their desire to continue making a difference, to be recognized for their experience, wisdom, and abilities. It's crucial for them to feel that what they bring to the table is truly valued, not simply accepted or overlooked. They want to be seen as active, relevant individuals whose contributions matter, not just as people who are being cared for or indulged. The ancient Greek concept of arete, excellence of character that contributes to the common good, captures this perfectly. Men who've spent decades being needed, consulted, and relied upon can struggle profoundly when they suddenly feel unnecessary or redundant. Research from Dr. Mark Friedman on encore careers shows that men who find meaningful ways to contribute after traditional retirement report significantly higher levels of life satisfaction and better physical health. This isn't just about staying busy, it's about feeling valuable and needed. To address the craving for purposeful contribution, it's essential to recognize that it's not about staying busy or distracted, but about feeling truly needed. Encouraging older men to take on roles where they can use their skills and experience is key. This could mean getting involved in volunteer work, mentoring younger individuals, or pursuing encore careers where they can continue to contribute meaningfully. Additionally, it's important to create meaningful roles for him in family and community life. When men feel left out or underappreciated, they may become restless or irritable.
Encourage him to take charge of family projects or share his wisdom in family gatherings can make him feel included and valued. Support his desire to be involved by recognizing the importance of his contributions, whether they're related to family, society, or personal projects. Now, I'd love to hear from you. When it comes to including older men in decisions or projects, do you genuinely value their contributions? Comment 1 if you actively make them feel valued, or 2 if you think it's more about making them feel better. We can truly honor their experience. But even when men feel their legacy is respected and their contributions are valued, there remains a deeper need that often goes unmet, one that strikes at the very core of their masculine identity. Let's explore this profound need together. Number 3, the desire for authentic acceptance. We've seen how older men crave respected legacy, knowing their life's work mattered. We've understood their need for purposeful contribution, feeling valuable in the present. Both of these needs stem from something even more fundamental, the deep desire to be accepted for who they truly are, including their limitations, fears, and vulnerabilities. This brings us to perhaps the most complex and crucial need of all. Let me share something deeply personal. At 63, I went through a period where I became increasingly difficult to live with. I was critical, demanding, and seemed to push away the very people who loved me most. My daughter finally confronted me. "Dad, why are you making it so hard for us to love you?" Her question stopped me cold, because I realized I was testing whether people would accept me at my worst, not just love me at my best. I was unconsciously pushing boundaries to see if their affection was conditional on my being the strong, capable man I'd always been, or if they could love the aging, sometimes cranky, occasionally vulnerable man I was becoming. This is the desire for authentic acceptance, the profound need to be loved not despite your flaws and limitations, but including them. For older men who've spent decades being strong, decisive, and in control, the aging process can feel like a betrayal of their fundamental identity. They need to know that they're valued as complete human beings, not just as the roles they've played. The philosopher Carl Jung wrote about the importance of shadow integration, the process of acknowledging and embracing the parts of ourselves we've previously denied, ignored, or hidden away. For older men, this process can be particularly challenging, as it often involves coming to terms with aspects of themselves they've spent a lifetime avoiding. One of the most difficult parts of this journey is accepting their increasing vulnerability. As they age, they may find themselves needing help more often, and this can feel like a threat to their long-held sense of independence. These needs, once hidden in the shadow, can be powerful forces for emotional growth, but acknowledging and integrating them requires great courage and self-compassion. Research from Dr. Brené Brown on vulnerability shows that men who can be authentic about their struggles and limitations actually experience deeper, more satisfying relationships. But this requires partners, family, and friends who can handle their authenticity without trying to fix, change, or minimize their experience. The key to navigating these challenges is radical acceptance, an approach that requires you to love him through his difficult moments without trying to fix or change him. This means acknowledging his emotional responses and providing a safe space where he can express his fears and vulnerabilities. For example, when he becomes emotional or resistant to help, instead of pushing him to accept it, offer reassurance and understanding. Gently validate his fear of aging by saying things like, "I understand this is hard for you," while assuring him that it's okay to feel vulnerable. At the same time, it's important to maintain healthy boundaries. While you show empathy, you also need to take care of your own emotional well-being. You can appreciate his need for independence by offering support without overstepping, such as suggesting help in a way that respects his autonomy, like offering assistance with tasks instead of imposing it. Let him know you're there when he's ready to accept it, but also stand firm when his behavior crosses into emotional manipulation or creates unnecessary stress. By practicing radical acceptance, you're not enabling negative behavior, but instead acknowledging his struggles while maintaining your own sense of self-respect and compassion. This balance between understanding and boundaries creates a healthier, more supportive dynamic in your relationship. This authentic acceptance often requires tremendous patience and wisdom, but it's the foundation that makes the other two needs possible to fulfill.
So, here we are. 3 emotional needs that run deeper than love for older men. The deep need for respected legacy that validates their life's meaning. The craving for purposeful contribution that maintains their sense of value. And the desire for authentic acceptance that honors their complete humanity, including their vulnerabilities and limitations. The ancient Roman philosopher Marcus Aurelius wrote, "Very little is needed to make a happy life. It is all within yourself, in your way of thinking." But what he didn't mention is that sometimes we need others to help us recognize and honor our deepest needs. If you love an older man, whether as a partner, child, friend, or family member, understanding these needs can transform your relationship. Instead of wondering why your love doesn't seem to be enough, you can help him find the legacy recognition, purposeful contribution, and authentic acceptance that his soul truly craves. And if you are an older man watching this, I encourage you to examine these needs in yourself. Recognizing them isn't selfish, it's wisdom. Speaking about them isn't weakness, it's courage. Seeking to fulfill them isn't vanity, it's essential for your emotional well-being and the quality of your remaining years. Love is beautiful, but meaning, purpose, and acceptance are what make life worth living at any age. Understanding this difference can unlock a depth of contentment and connection that many never thought possible. Show your support by hitting like, sharing with someone who might benefit, and commenting below with your thoughts. Subscribe to the channel and turn on the notifications so you don't miss out on future content. Let's keep exploring and growing together. The choice to honor these deeper needs in yourself or others is yours to make. Thank you, and see you in the next video.